Alright, I'm Steven with Patrician Music Reviews, and I'm here with James from Detriment. Can you tell us what you do in the band?
I do vocals in the band.
Alright. Now, how long has Detriment been a band?
Just about almost 4 years. Almost 4 years now.
How did it start?
I used to play in a band called Scourge. I sang in that band as well. From like 15 to 16, we just did like Long Island shows and shit. And then a boss who played drums in Scourge was like verbatim, he was like, I want to play bass in a band so I could throw around a bass. So I actually started in Detriment playing the drums. So we wrote like a song or two. We also had the guitarist from Scourge, Connor. And then we made some songs, and then we couldn't find a singer, and I was like, I guess I'll sing in this band. And then that was it. They're not in the band anymore, but that's how it started.
What are your major influences, like when writing music?
I mean, Pantera is definitely number one. I don't trust. If you say you listen to heavy music and you don't listen to Pantera, I don't really trust you, because that's fucking weird. They're definitely number one for me. When we started the band, we wanted to have like a Pantera influence, Machine Head influence, like lots of metal, you know. The hardcore, I think, in Detriment is more like where we come from and the kids we are. But the music is definitely like metal worship, you know.
You guys toured Europe not too long ago. How was that? Like, how was the experience for you?
It was insane. It was coolest 2 weeks of my life, straight up. It was like weird because at first, like, someone just messaged me on Facebook and was like, hey, come to Germany, and I was like, yeah, okay. But then like a few months later, he was like, no, like, you should really think about coming. And then I talked to the guys and I was like, hey, let's do this, you know, we're not gonna be able to do this like in a few years from now, let's take advantage of this. And we did it. We were definitely like skeptical about it, just because like we had never done a tour longer than like a week here in the States. We did it, and I mean, the expectations were like high, but it was fucking incredible. You know, like you show up to every show and they have beer, they have soda, they have food, they have, you know, everyone's just super fucking nice. And like almost every venue had like a place to stay, which was sick too, because we didn't have to pay for hotels. Some of the people over there even bought us a hotel room. Like the shows were great, the people were great. Check out Gone to Waste from Germany. It's my favorite fucking band. Yeah, dude, it was fucking incredible. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Which do you like touring better, in Europe or in the United States? You feel like the crowd was better?
I mean, Europe, I don't know. Sometimes like Europe didn't really. Oh, we did? Okay. Europe, in a sense, didn't. Sometimes it didn't feel like I was on tour. It sort of felt like I was on vacation, you know, just because I was like taking in like all the scenery and shit. I don't know, it's hard to compare the two, you know what I mean? Because like there was way less we had to worry about in Europe, because like we had drivers, you know, we had people routing the tour for us, whereas here we drive the van and stuff like that. So in that sense, it was the less stress part was fucking cool. But I mean, I just like playing. I don't want to say that I like it better. I don't want to say, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
it was definitely fucking sick.
Let's see. What's your favorite show that you've played?
Probably the last show we played in Europe was this fest called Return to Strength Festival, and a lot of friends played it. Like American bands were over there as well. Because we just signed to a label called Beatdown Hardware, who's based out of Germany. You know, they have American bands like World of Pain, Born from Pain. They have some American bands as well, but they just signed Hardside too. But at that fest, we played at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I didn't really think anyone would be there. You know, we started playing, there was like maybe 50 kids in the room, but like as we were playing, just more and more people started filling in. It was like 100 fucking degrees outside, and it just wound up being like the craziest show. There's a video of it that'll be posted soon, but yeah, that was probably the coolest show we played.
I mean, how did the Beatdown Hardware thing?
Well, we didn't, like, we played that fest, and there was some dude that I noticed because halfway through our set, he looked like confused, you know, like he definitely didn't know who the fuck we were, but he was like losing his shit the whole fucking set, and he was like an older guy, and he actually jumped on the stage at one point and kind of like pushed me and then like fell into the crowd. It was really funny. But then I went outside, and my friend Phil, who did the tour, was like, hey, Tony from Beat Down Harbor wants to talk to you. And I went over to the tent, and he was like, dude, like, who are you guys? And like, do you have a label? Because I want to work with you. And I was like, we're Detriment. No. Yeah, we'll work with you. And that was kind of it. Like, he just, I guess, really enjoyed our set and like really wanted to work with us. So so far it's been like really awesome. Like, he's hitting me up like on a weekly basis and just sending me stuff and always making sure that like we're happy. And the record is coming out in pre-orders go up next week in like 6 days, and then it's coming out in Europe in August. But if you pre-order it, you'll get it here in September. So
You're cool.
yeah.
All right. Name 3 bands that you would want to play on your dream show.
I knew this question was coming. I don't know, it's hard to say because like the 3 bands that I would want to play with are just not even like, I can't even compare them to my own band. But Pantera, Black Sabbath, and Sepultura. But like Beneath the Remains era Sepultura. I mean, we'd probably get booed off the stage if we played that show, but I would like to play that show.
I would go to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a fantasy. It would never happen, but
All right. Last question. Any future plans for Detriment?
yeah, play as much as possible. We got a few things going on this August. We got a bunch of shows going on this August, like out-of-state shows. We're doing a little weekend with a band called Laid to Rest from Connecticut. Definitely planning on going back to Europe next August. We're planning like a 2-week winter tour this winter. And definitely gonna have a new record out. Because the record that's coming out is the record that we released ourselves last year. So the record that's coming out isn't new, but we're gonna have a new record before next summer, definitely. Like, we're working on it right now.
That's all we got. Thanks again.
Cool.